Low-lying fog covers the stage floor, surrounding the elevated platform. It's as if the stage is hovering above a cloud. My name is Luke Landric, theater director and artist. 3 women enter slowly at different intervals. My company's called Monk Parrots. We were planning a fundraiser for my next work, which is called The Atomic War, inspired by a work by Robert Wilson called The Civil Wars. They had asked him to conceive a new work for the Olympics. All these different nationalities, cultures together, it would have been amazing. And he needed more help, and they couldn't give it to him. And then they actually ended up pulling the plug. That was a really difficult moment for him.
Why are you here? Why are you not here? Why are you not here?
Robert Wilson was one of the most unique artists of my lifetime. He could do anything. You know, one of the greatest lessons that I learned from Bob was finding a structure to arrange your ideas. He really opened a lot of doors for people who were doing things that just weren't mainstream. I was working at an art gallery, and I designed an ad with a Buddha head on it. And yeah, and so Bob saw the ad and came looking for the Buddha head and stepped off the elevator, and I said, "You're Bob Wilson." The Buddha head had already sold, so he left empty-handed. But I held on to that email address, and yeah, it became a lifeline for me. In 2007, I started grad school, and I thought this would be an opportune time to ask him for an internship. It was, 6 weeks, but there was this familiarity. We're both very curious artists. I think the art saved him, certainly saved me. Bob was very special to me. I had recently worked with him in Seoul. Bob came and he gave a landmark lecture and workshop at Seoul Arts. And in August, my intention was to visit him at the Watermill Center and present the work to him to get some feedback. And then the following day, we were going to honor him at our fundraiser. I'm just so grateful for you all joining us to pay tribute to a genius and a remarkable human being and our friend, Robert Wilson.
I was immediately in love because he took a moment to take me in as a person.
He built communities through theater. He was someone who deeply cared about taking care of places, about configuring people, objects, nature in new arrangements that not only were they surprising and beautiful, but I think they were transformative.
Bob's work is all over the world, which reminds me of the subtitle to his Civil Wars, which was "A tree is best measured when it's down," which was a line about Abraham Lincoln's legacy, that after he was gone, his true measure would be revealed. I think that is the case with Bob.
And I think Bob was the most generous person that I ever knew, because this watermill, to give it to us, to young people, to artists, is incredibly generous.
Bob was amazing, a true artist, a man of vision, sculptor, choreographer, made architecture, he made videos. He was very nonlinear, very abstract. I had always been very curious about his Civil Wars project, the scale of it, and the fact that it didn't happen, and that great loss. I loved the international spirit. He was working with multiple composers, multiple languages. I was thinking, well, how can I move that forward? The Atomic War is about people who perform power in the pursuit of divinity. This production blends English and Korean text, commissioned music, advanced projection, there's formalist visual dramaturgy. It's about media spectacle and demagogues, very much a play for the moment. A man appears resembling American cult leader Reverend Jim Jones. He's dressed in a gold suit, shaking a baby rattle. Time's running out. There's a clock, a timer hovering above the stage. Each scene has a different duration, and they get shorter and shorter.
6 babies. 7 babies. 50,000!
I thought of the doomsday clock. It had been at 7 minutes to midnight for the longest time, but today it's 89 seconds to midnight. It's the closest it's ever been. There's like this urgency about getting this work out there for that reason.
And I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
One by one, baby's arms fall limp, indicating that the babies are dead. Horrendous guttural screams are heard. The theater is a place where you can have hard conversations in a safe space. Our composer is here.
I am very excited to compose for this project. It's been such a joy to work with Luke and discuss a lot of things about the music.
Ariel, our choreographer, is going to join Ju. Each scene begins with 1 or 2 images projected left and right. I started collecting TikTok screenshots. I began exploring this process of tracing them using this instrument called a neo-lucida. The way I'm incorporating them into the Atomic War is as what I'm calling post-internet relics.
Click me, scroll me, swipe me, believe me. We are running out of blood.
You can't hide on stage. The audience sees it, they sense it, they feel what's going on in you. The silhouette of an angel appears, elevated in the background, observing the stage. It's a sacred experience in a sacred place, the theater. The backdrop rises about a quarter from the stage, and a large orb composed of hundreds of stuffed animals starts to roll from stage left to stage right. How do you do adventurous, crazy work and get people behind it? You know, he was able to do that. He paved the way, essentially. I sort of felt his presence there.
Why are you here? Why are you not here? Why are you not here?
There were a lot of emotions in that room that night.
This song is meant to happen during the game show scene. The angel sings this as their last attempt to fight for their life. Your touch makes me feel like a little girl, bottling all my fears about the world.
I've never wanted to wait around for someone to pick me.
You managed to peel back all these years. How do
I know I have something that I want to do, I need to do, so I have to find a way to do it.
Please make me.
And I have to find the right people to help me support it. And that's something that was very much Bob's life as well. He had ideas, he had visions, he had energy, he had passion. He had to get it out of him somehow.
All of your anger made me catatonic, and I want to control my body when you're on it. Trying not to rearrange our story, cause I want to remember every detail.
I think it's appropriate to probably close with some words from Anka, because I think this is really beautiful what she wrote. She said, I preserve what he has taught. For me, working in art is a privilege, and we are obligated to work as well as we possibly can. I think that sums up Bob's way of working.
Even if I've had enough, won't set my sights on other sorrows. My head is buried in the ground. I I'm filled with TV stars.
I wanted to mention one more thing about this Buddha head because it was actually intended for Bob. He was going to be our guest of honor, and we were going to give him the head.
Take me,
So,
take me, please make me all grown up. Please take me, even if I've had enough.